As we move into the new millennium, many people feel that society is steadily falling apart. We see the breakdown of the traditional family, rising numbers of teenage pregnancies, divorce, single-parent households, and growing feelings of loneliness and isolation. Alongside this, there is an increase in serious problems such as homicide, suicide, drug use, vandalism, rape, murder, physical and sexual abuse, defiance of authority, mental illness, and widespread crime and violence. These issues have become defining characteristics of modern society. Unfortunately, there do not seem to be any quick or easy solutions. These social problems strongly affect our children and young people. Schools now carry many of the same burdens as society as a whole. As society declines, schools decline as well. Students' attitudes toward education have changed. Respect for teachers and authority has weakened, and many students no longer see education as a path to success or a better future. The consequences of these attitudes are serious, and long-lasting behaviors and beliefs are passed down from one generation to the next. Over the decades, from the 1960s through the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s, problems such as drug use, crime, violence, divorce, runaway youth, and child and spouse abuse became more common. Many of these patterns began with the youth culture of the 1960s and were later copied by younger generations. At the heart of these issues is the weakening of the traditional family. Many families today struggle to provide children with the stability, guidance, and emotional support they need. Research and experience show that many social problems begin in childhood and are closely tied to the quality of the home environment. Individuals raised in broken or unstable homes are more likely to engage in crime and destructive behavior. In contrast, children who grow up in loving, supportive, and structured homes are less likely to commit crimes and are generally better adjusted. In short, troubled homes often create unstable individuals, while caring homes tend to produce healthy and productive members of society. A strong education does not begin in schools, it begins at home. The home plays a critical role in shaping a child's values, behavior, and future. One clear example of this is the drug problem. Drug use has received enormous attention from the media and policymakers because of its widespread impact. Many solutions have been suggested, such as educating children about drugs, enforcing stricter laws, increasing prison sentences, reducing demand, legalizing certain drugs, or treating drug addiction as a health issue. Despite all these efforts and billions of dollars spent, drug use remains a major problem with no immediate solution. When we look deeper, we see why. Many drug users today are in their teens, 20s, and 30s, meaning they were influenced by parents and adults shaped by the cultural attitudes of the 1960s and 1970s. These earlier generations helped normalize behaviors that later became widespread. In many cases, these attitudes were tolerated or even encouraged and then passed on to children. Over time, this behavior became part of the culture itself. Drug use affects all levels of society, rich and poor, all races and religions, but it is more common among low-income communities and minorities. In these cases, drug use is often tied to deeper issues such as poverty, lack of education, unemployment, unstable homes, and difficult environments. Again, the common thread is family structure and upbringing. This shows that what we truly face is not just a drug problem, but a much deeper family problem. Drug abuse is a symptom, not the root cause. Enormous resources have been spent on treatment programs, law enforcement, education campaigns, and rehabilitation with little lasting success. These approaches treat the surface issue while ignoring the deeper cause. As long as we focus only on the symptoms, we are fighting a battle that cannot be won. Drug use is only one example. Other problems such as gang involvement, child abuse, defiance of authority, racism, crime, violence, and some forms of mental illness can also be traced back to unstable family environments. When the family structure is weak, individuals face serious challenges in functioning successfully within society. We often hear reports claiming that certain crimes have declined or that neighborhoods have become safer. However, these statistics usually measure changes in outward behavior, not inner attitudes. A person may behave differently due to fear of punishment or social pressure, but this does not necessarily mean their beliefs or feelings have changed. Real change must come from within. Temporary behavior changes do not equal lasting personal transformation. Laws and legislation can control actions, but they cannot change hearts or minds. True, long-term change happens only when individuals develop healthy values, self-respect, and responsibility from the inside out. This kind of change begins in the home. In conclusion, the social problems we see today are not the real cause of society's decline, they are the result. The deeper issue is the breakdown of the nuclear family. The family is meant to be the safest and healthiest place for children to grow. As family values have weakened, families have lost their ability to provide stability, guidance, and care. If society hopes to heal, it must first restore and strengthen the family unit.